Hello everybody in Calgary. I wish I could be there to join you for this little roast and gathering. And Swede and Trevor asked me to take time away from my retirement, which has been a whole one day so far, and to talk to you a little bit about Jeff Gilbertson and his career at Nortex. And I'd like to tell you a few stories and share a few things with you. But most of all, I'd also like to wish Jeff all the best in his career at Black Diamond. I know that he is going to be a sales leader in the organization he is now, and he will continue to be so. Got to tell you a little story about one of my very first fond memories of Jeff. Some were memories of Jeff as my customer when I was buying buildings from him. He was always straightforward and direct. Sometimes a little difficult to know, a little bit standoffish, but a pretty good customer, one that you could rely on everything that he said. Well, one of the projects that I was awarded by the U.S. Army with Jeff as the COTR on the project was a number of double-wide buildings out in this paved parking lot at Fort Hood. And I decided to save some money and install the steps myself, metal steps, some assembly required, if you know what I mean. And we just happened to have some really cold weather. This was around Christmas time, and the wind was blowing at 30-40 miles an hour, and the temperature was down to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which in Calgary that would be, probably minus 10 or something to that effect. So not real cold the way that you can get it in Calgary, but real cold for Texas. And I was putting these steps together. It was the last thing that I had to do in order for Jeff to sign off on these buildings. So I'm there between Christmas and New Year's, and I'm trying to screw these metal steps into the side of the building, but there's ice on the parking lot. And every time I pushed on the building, I would push myself away from the parking lot. And Jeff pulled up in his truck. He's the one who opened up the gate to let me in to do my work that day. And he's sitting out in the truck, and the truck's running, and he saw me going through this experience, and he jumped out of the truck, and before I knew it, he was out there helping me, and he spent that entire day helping me put those steps together so we could complete the contract, and then signed off on it. And that's just the kind of guy that Jeff is. He was always honest and direct, but when he saw that somebody needed some help, he'd be the very first one to jump in. So Jeff could be a really wonderful friend, and is a wonderful friend when you need him. So, in the 12 years prior to the merger with Black Diamond, Nortex modular space grew at a rapid pace, and it was 10 years ago plus that Jeff came on board with our company, and he has been there during that period of growth. We have gone from both of us working out of our homes to an organization that has a number of branches, that's some very great employees, and Jeff has been part of attracting some of those employees with his leadership, and he has supervised a number of those employees during our growth. And I just want to tell you that Jeff was very key in our organization over the 10 years in its growth. And you could always rely on one thing about Jeff: he was going to work just as hard as he could, and he could always be relied upon to do what he thought was the absolute best thing to do. And he brought tremendous amounts of new business to our organization and attracted some great employees. And Jeff, I just want to say I'm very grateful for your contribution to the company, and I know you're going to have a long career in this industry and with Black Diamond, and I look forward to visiting with you on a personal basis here soon. So thanks. Sweet, another thing that you really need to be aware of with Jeff is that if there's a NASCAR race on anywhere in the world, do not disrupt Jeff's life. Do not confuse him with details about work. Do not interrupt his NASCAR functions, because whatever you tell him goes in one ear and out the other, and all he's thinking about while you're talking to him is engine size, speed, durability, his favorite driver, when he's going to arrive and when he's going to leave that NASCAR race. So He is a big fan, and you just got to know that about Jeff, that he will be gone physically and mentally when there's a NASCAR race on pretty much anywhere, and you just got to live with it. Another thing to remember, Swede, is that Jeff served this fine country for a number of years and retired from the U.S. Army after a very honorable period of service. And consequently, if you use the names of any left-wing politicians in Jeff's presence, you'll need to make sure to use adjectives in front of those names so that he knows that you are on the same side as him. Adjectives such as worthless, lowlife, and dirtbag would be very appropriate, and then you and him will get along just fine. Jeff and Marge, I hope you guys have a great weekend in Banff. I understand Trevor's going to put you up at some of the finest places that you could possibly stay at in the whole world, and I wish you a whole lot of fun. But I'm curious about something. Quite often Jeff would disappear over lunch hour and be gone for an extended period of time, and I noticed that, Marge, you were gone too. Now, I was just kind of wondering, where did you guys go? What did you do? Anyhow, just joking. It's you guys are a wonderful couple, and I very much have enjoyed our relationship over the years, and you two are wonderful and wonderful family people. Recent grandparents, and it seems like that's going to continue on, and I wish you all the best, and I just hope you have a great time this weekend. So with those things having been said, I wish you guys a great meeting and a wonderful evening, and if you would please, I'd like it if you would all give Jeff a big hand. Oh, and looks like the only one left in it is Tampa Bay, and we can't cheer for Vancouver, can we? So, go Tampa Bay!